I'm good. I'm ready.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 3, the final episode of the Christmas Chronicles. That's what we're calling it, guys. Yeah, we are very excited for this one. Luke and I, so let me get to introducing everybody here. Introducing my co-host, you guys know him, down in West by God, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how is it going on this fine evening?
This is yet see, this is what's crazy about. So Sean Avery was like the first person that was actually north of you, because I always laugh because when we've had somebody that's like from like, because when he says way down in West Virginia, like I'm like not really way down. It always makes me laugh. But anyways, but yeah, I always think because our guest tonight is from Texas, I believe. Correct, or reside. So so I always laugh because that was the John Hilligus. Shout out to John. That was the first time I realized that, because he was from Florida. I was like, yeah, this is a dude from Florida saying he's here way down in West by God, Virginia. But anyways, no, all's good, man. All's good, buddy.
Good. And guys, let me introduce to you our special guest today. All right, she is down in Texas.
There you go.
You guys may follow her on Instagram at Mel's.lockjourney, excuse me. And I'm sure you guys have seen her charismatic videos. She is always full of energy, dancing, having a great time out there in the brownie. Guys, please welcome to the show, Mel. Mel, how is it going?
It is going. I am great. I am tired because I worked so much harder than you guys today. No.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. That's just a joke. No, I'm good, guys. I am honored to be on your show.
Wow.
I didn't know how to take it. I was like so nervous. I was like, oh my God, you know what? I was like overthinking. I was like, you know what? I can't do nothing but be myself. So
That's all it is.
That's all we ask for.
Yeah, it's always like, I feel like, because we've had that a lot, of people, because it's kind of, it's sort of even like, honestly, I think because of what most of us do, I feel like half the time shit doesn't even get brought up. Like, I mean, I don't want to jump right into Stranger Things. I'll leave that for a little bit later. But I was like, stuff like that, it'll just, you know what I mean? It's always been, I think it's always been pretty laid back. But yeah, it's okay to be nervous, but all's good. All will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No
like, I don't
worries.
know what they're gonna ask me. I don't know. Like whatever they ask me, I'm just gonna either answer it or.
Nah, it's I mean, we always have like a few talking points and stuff, but it's always, I let Dave
let it flow.
Yeah, he kind of just, I mean, we kind of start with sort of just take, I mean, so are you originally from Texas? Have you always been
Mm-hmm. Born and raised in Texas.
Born and raised.
And that
what part
Dave.
of Texas?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Is that like northern, southern,
south,
west?
Yeah, it's south.
Mm-hmm.
Southern. Okay.
Southern
Texas. Let's go.
We're scorching hot down here.
Come on.
That was a talking point I had, because I was like, she's from Texas, and literally the two places, like I know it's hot and a lot. I mean, but Texas and Arizona, when I see the temp, like when I see Insta stories from people like with temperature guns, and I'm like, shit, like it, like inside of the truck, I feel like it's as hot there as it is when I'm in the back. When it's like, I mean, it gets hot here, but not as hot as it does there. But I'm just saying, I feel like when I'm in the car, like when I'm searching for like a box and it's an oven, it's a mini oven basically. So I feel like what I'm dealing with inside of the truck is just what you're dealing with normal, like when you're outside. So I don't even. Oh God.
And
I
it's
don't know.
mainly the humidity.
Oof.
So
So
that's even worse.
Southern Texas has the humidity and the high heat.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
yes,
God.
yes.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
Yeah.
See,
Wait, so it's
that's-
hot? It's hot right now?
No, it's not hot right now. Today it was
Oh.
like high of 61. I still had on some shorts, and like
Nice.
around by 4 p.m. it started like getting chilly. So
So
Yeah.
so I have to ask, like, what's cold to you guys down there?
our snowmageddon that we just had.
Yeah, that
Yo,
I felt
that
so
was crazy.
fucking bad. I felt
That was
terrible
nuts.
because that shit like when you don't have when places aren't equipped for shit
Yeah.
like that,
Mhm.
I couldn't even imagine.
So
Like, oh,
was that
fuck.
over your area?
Uh-huh.
You-
Yep.
So
I was at home chilling.
yeah, I was gonna say nobody worked.
You know.
So
It was
what was
bad.
that? So what was that like when it all started back up? I mean,
Then
I
we had
can't-
that
I
pal
can't
up. That pal. No, wait. No, the pal up is when it actually began. That's when that sheet of ice hit on 35, and
Mhm.
actually, that's not too far from me. Maybe about 30 minutes, I
Mm.
believe.
Mm.
But yeah,
Like
it was pretty bad.
like how was it though? Like when everything started running again and you went back to work, like you guys had to have been hammered for what? Like
yeah, we
a
we were
week?
backed up. We were backed up pretty bad.
I couldn't
my
even.
God.
Yeah, that would be like peak times 6.
Fucking
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
dude. That's nuts.
Whenever like I just that shit because that's one thing here. I think because like we haven't had to deal with snow much recently, but we had a bunch last year, and it started to snow a tad bit on Monday, and I had just now as this is recorded, hopefully I think we'd stated that these were previously recorded, but as I'm recording this, I tweaked my back bad the day before when I'm seeing this snow, and I'm like, well, I was telling you that, I said earlier. That's
yeah.
why earlier in the week I was like, I didn't think I could sit for a long amount of time to be able to do it, but I saw the snow come. I had a helper with me, and they sent him with me so I didn't have to do. He was my workhorse. He was only 18. Full of spunk.
So
I was
he
like,
getting
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he worked preload, so he's a worker. He was fine. But when I saw the snow, and it wasn't a lot, and I knew it wasn't going to stick or anything because it had been like 60 some degrees the day before. But when I saw it and my back was so bad, I started like thinking like I can't be hurt like this when it gets bad out because like Dave knows I preach the chains. Like I put chains on tires and go. It's not that bad though. It's so much worse in other areas than mine. But so I don't like want to claim that we get like the worst winters ever. But oh God, I don't it just like my heart sunk.
Sean Avery's laughing at you right now.
Sean Avery is laughing at me, and Sean Avery also has those bullshit little fucking little
plates.
strips like you have. So I know you don't have to deal with snow, but they basically to sum this up, like I have like actual chains, tire chains at my center, like big ass chains that we can put on, and Dave, yeah. Strap them on, and I got a big ass broken. It was a broken post I got at this lumber place, and I just kept it. It's just this big ass thing I keep. So I drive up on that with the inside tire, and then I put on the chains, and it doesn't take long once you do it, but.
No.
Dave gets worse winters than I do. Sean Avery definitely gets worse fucking winters than I do.
Worse winters than I do.
These guys have these little strip things. I'm just so skeptical. I would not be able to. I don't want to keep going on about that because I'm a broken record with that. I'm just still. I've said it once and I'll say it again. If there's ever any reason that I'm off work in the wintertime, I'm coming up there just to inspect this. Like I'm going to supervise.
No, okay.
I'm going to supervise, but not supervise. Like I'm not going to be. I swear to God, that's how curious I am to see how these things work. I'd supervise on my free time.
I'll show you one day. Anyways, Mel. So sticking with work themed stuff, let's hear. How did you end up getting started with the company?
I started in the hub, and I already knew when I got hired, the my ultimate number one goal was to become a driver. And of course, I worked about 6 to 9 months, I believe. And the first time I started driving was peak back in 2018.
Okay.
So that was my first year starting driving. And ever
Okay.
since then, I knew that I loved it. And that was my first challenge. First of all, Intergrad was my challenge. Of course, you got to go through that.
Right.
So once I passed that, I was like, all right, let's see how this really is. Let me see how it's going to be out there in the real world. Once I discovered my very first crying day, I was like, all right, this job is not going to get the best of me. I got
that's right.
From that day on, that's how I turned the job and from the challenges to just having fun.
Absolutely. You got to have fun out there for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
That's what, and you were, because you're way more like I would say positive, uplifting than I'm not saying I'm not positive, but I'm more ranty sometimes, or just saying bullshit. But like I've had people, so like do people, because I've had people say to me like, oh, that looks like it's so much fun, and I'm like, it's kind of, I still love what I do.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, it's not really as fun as what you think it is. And I'm like,
right.
Like, so do people say that to you, like, because they see you looking like you're just having a blast, and they're like, oh my God, this seems so great. Can I, like, I'm you know what I mean? Like, it's just so easy.
Yeah, no, I get it all the time. And I always say, you're in such a good spirit, or such a good mood or what have you. And sometimes I kid you not, I'll be like, yeah, I just lifted 50-pound box. So, either it's going to get the best of me or I'm going to get the best of it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like let it ruin. I honestly have fun out there. I honestly play around like that. And people, I always tell them, I say, it's not easy. The moment you clock in, if you don't go to your truck and you don't see your stop count, you don't know what you're going to get into every single day. So that's the challenges for us. So I always tell them that, but I have to tell myself in the morning, I'm like, I love my job. I love my job. I love my job.
So do you have your own route out there? Do you have your own route?
No, I still like swinging or whatever.
Yep, you're still bouncing around.
Yeah, still bouncing around. Yeah.
Yep, no pun intended.
For the most part, they keep us kind of on the same route for quite some time.
Good. That's awesome.
That's because I'm about to use another term, because we always use covered, like we were covered drivers.
Basically.
But but that's how it was for peak. We would always be on the same route, at least through peak, for like a few months. But that's one thing, because I covered for a long time, and like you said, when you don't know, especially when you bounce around, you don't know where. Like, no matter what, you could have some surprises, but if you have a route that, like a bid route, you kind of know what to expect. Like when you cover, you literally could be, you have no idea where you're going to be at till you walk in. So, and I'll tell you another thing that because I took a bid route in 2020, because I always covered before that. And what I don't know if I could go back to would be the hardest for me would be the different trucks, because mine, I like, that's one thing, because you can get one that's real nice, and then you can get one that's just a clunker piece of shit the next day. Or, you could be in the small, like a 500, or be in 1,000 the next day. That's what I don't know if I could go back to. That would, like, especially when it gets bad here in the winter. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could handle it anymore. I might have gone soft. I kind of miss covering, though, sort of, but I don't know. I don't know if I can go back, though.
Yeah. So I have to ask, where did the IG name come from?
Well, it's my name, and it's my locks, and it's my journey.
Locks. Yep.
Yes, my locks.
So talk about it. So Locks journey.
Yeah.
Right, the lock journey. So is there, I guess, explain it. Like, what's the process for those who don't know?
First and foremost, most people think that only African Americans can get their hair locked. Anybody can get their hair locked. It doesn't matter your nationality or what have you. It's basically there's a couple of ways that you can get your locks started off with. Some people get extensions. I don't have extensions. I consider that cheating the process.
Absolutely.
That's cheating the journey, but to each his own. You can get them crocheted or what have you. Again, I'm not going to go into deeper maintaining them or what have you, but it's a journey and it's amazing how they grow. That's why I pretty much label that to watch it, and it helps me grow too. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Because I've obviously seen some of the videos you have when you're in the mirror and you're doing your thing, and and it's I mean, I told Luke, I was like, Luke, I think we should get her on the podcast because one, she's got such an interesting, like, that whole thing just it does interest me. You know what I mean? So I was very interested in that. And then also, obviously, like we said in the beginning, you're very positive, like just totally just awesome vibes in all the videos you post about whatever it is, and your whole Jeep thing too. You obviously have your Jeep thing. You want to talk about your baby Jeep there?
Yes, of course.
Does it have a name?
I was just about to say the name is 11 because of Stranger Things.
Nice.
And a lot of people, and it was also bitchin' 11. So anytime I stamp off the word bitchin' doesn't mean like complaining. It means like you're cool, you're dope, you're hype. Sure. That's what it basically was, because 11 at one point in an episode had just basically got a makeover, and that's the word that they used to explain how she was looking. So, but my Jeep is my dream vehicle. I wanted it when I was 17 years old as my first vehicle, and my grandmother said no. And I was very adamant about getting that. So I told myself the reason why I really like Jeeps is because they're very adventurous. You can do a lot of things with Jeeps and customize them. And that's me. I'm an adventurous girl. So it's just another part of my journey, another step in life.
That's awesome. And like, it's funny because actually, as we're recording, nobody's heard it yet. But the first episode of the Christmas stuff, we have a guy on from my center named John Waddell. And he also was talking about his Jeep, actually.
Oh, I got it.
He's a Jeep guy.
He goes to all the Jeep events on the beach, and and they got all the courses set up out there, and he does the courses with it. And so that's just so funny how that worked out. We got another Jeep enthusiast.
Yeah, here. What we call those are Jeeples, basically, like your Jeep people.
Jeeples.
Yeah,
Jeeples.
I like that. I like that.
So, do you say that as you guys wave to one another as you drive by? There goes a Jeepo.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. I do, because I'm just goofy. I'm like, hey, Jeepo, do the wave. Hey, awesome. Jeepo, although they can't hear me, but I'm still saying it.
I like it.
And then, like, the club, like, a lot of us don't know each other names, but we definitely know each other Jeep names, which is so funny.
That's awesome.
That would probably, like, if there would ever been like some crazy situation where everybody would ever be together, that's how everybody would most people. We'd all just be probably the same way.
I mean, like, let's be honest. That's how we know our dogs out there on our route. We don't know the customers' names. We probably know the dogs' names.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, and I wanted to say something real quick to go back to the locks thing, because I don't know if you follow him or not. He's the feeder driver in Florida. Boosted, I think his name's Troy. Yeah. Do you follow Troy?
Yeah. I call him my lock brother. Anybody with locks, whether it's male or female, it's lock brother or lock sister.
I because I think like with like how you said how a lot of people always if I don't want to call that if it like a stigma or just would assume like you said stereotype them, but like like you said like Troy he I don't know I don't know enough about I don't want you to call him out either because it might be a thing, but this was or his real or did he use extenders because his are really long.
Well, I that's for him to say. So
okay. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I shouldn't ask this.
No, you're good. Curious. I can't tell if people are. Some will tell you, like, be upfront with you and tell you.
He would probably tell me if I asked.
Yeah,
I've talked to him.
Sure they're real, but yeah, some people call them. That was the other part that I kind of left out. Some people call them dreadlocks, and some call them locks. I don't call them dreadlocks because there's nothing dreadful about these locks. I'm, they're not dreading, and like that's another past tense thing that they've been mislabeled, but to each his own once again. And I mean, once you study and just learn and know what you're getting yourself into, you kind of know how to treat yourself as well.
That's awesome. Locks. All right. That's locks. I know. All right. I see. Yeah. Locks is what it is. Locks should be the, that'll be the fucking, I didn't even, honestly, I never see that was something I never even thought of until you said it. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. That totally is. Totally fucking is.
Totally is. So what made you start posting like the dance videos in out on the route?
Out on the route. First wants to know. I must say I was just being myself, but of course, as far as just dancing, I mean, I guess that goes with just people posting social media, period, or what have you. And I was like, one day I was at work and I was like, you know what? I don't even remember what was my first video that I recorded actually, but it was during the pandemic actually. Okay. That was my first one, and I will be honest, that day it was rough. The pandemic had just hit us hard or what have you, and we were just, I mean, I was just down, and the way I was feeling while working, I just didn't like it. So I say music is my sanity and I love dancing. And so that's what made me record that first video, because I just needed to uplift myself. And I'm not saying that to be fake and all, but I mean what I'm saying. I literally had to uplift myself. So
absolutely. And then I mean, I'm sure you saw the traction from there, and people are like, "Oh my god, this is so great!" And like you just kept it going, and
yeah, I did.
So cool.
Yeah,
so cool. So, what kind of? I have to ask, what kind of music?
I love all kinds of music. I love right now. I'm really heavy on EDM. I love me some Griffin and Party Favor and Dom Dollar, definitely Marshmello, the main Steve Aoki, and the list goes on. I like rap. I got a little hood in me too, so I like to listen to my rap music.
Yep, sure.
Well, now I think we're about the same age. So we grew up into good age. I mean, that's what I mean. That's of like early mid 90s, like just coming. Yeah, God, that will be like, that's what I'll be like with Tupac, Nate Dogg, all that. Like that'll be on my. I don't know. I don't think much past. I'm probably, if I had to say, well, DMX was in the 90s too. R.I.P.
Yes,
but I'd probably have to say probably early 2000s. But I listen when I have to focus at working. But see, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because I listen to sound bars and I blast stuff. So I can't really blast. I can't blast. Like I can't be blasting Tupac, Fuck the World. I would like to sometimes, but you know what I mean? I could. like I can't blast, but I like a lot of hard stuff too. And I can't blast that either because that makes people uncomfortable too. So I guess the moral of the story, I need some headphones. But yeah.
Makes people uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, that's what. Shout out to Clay. That's what he said. I listen to normal people music too. I was like, it's so funny you say normal people music. It's like, he listens to that really hard stuff. I don't listen to that. I don't go that crazy heavy. With it. Yeah, but sometimes I'm probably a step below him. Yeah. But still stuff that you couldn't blast to like a 70-year-old woman coming out like wanting to give you a cookie or something for the holidays and scared the shit out. Like what? But having a smile on your face. That's what anytime I have it played, I'm always so polite. I always am. But I think that weirds them out even more because they're just hearing this heavy metal music. I'm like, hi, how are you? Everything good?
Down with the Sickness comes on from Disturbed.
Oh God, no, I wouldn't play. Wow. I don't play that one, man.
Anyways, no, but hey, real quick, I have to mention this. All right. And real quick, got to take a second to thank the Patreon subscribers. Okay, because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them. So guys, real quick, give a shout out to Tony, Sam V, Andrew, Fernando, Nate Clement, Jerica Tad, Sam C, Luke C, Ryan, Will, and Ashley P. Thank you guys for your continued support. We appreciate it. So Luke wants to talk Stranger Things, and he can't wait any longer.
I literally was busting at the seams to talk about Stranger Things because of the lights. Now I see the posters, obviously. But I mean, how can we go about this without like we can't really get? I don't want to give up any spoilers to it.
Listen, it's been out for like how long now? If it's spoiled, oh well. If you want to listen, you can turn it off.
Okay, fuck it. Yeah. If you want to watch it and don't want to hear about it, yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
It's not new. First of all, I think it's crazy.
I mean, season 3 is the latest season.
True.
Right. And that was what, 2018?
You think it's what?
What was that? 2018? Season 3?
Was it 20? No,
season 3 was 20. My computer lagged, but I think I know the question that you're saying. 2018. Oh gosh, we're so lost with time now. Yeah, it was 2018 season 3.
Damn, that's what we were. So season 3 was fucking 2018. I didn't.
Yeah, it was like 2019 was just a normal year.
It was the 4th of July.
Sorry, it was like 2019 was like a normal year.
2019.
Okay, 2019. It was 2019. That had to be right. That couldn't have been 3 years ago already.
I don't know.
It may have been.
Anyways, regardless, it feels like
it was July 20. Yeah, it was June. No, yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm still mind blown. It's been 2 years though, but I guess it has because it's almost 3. We're about to go into 2022.
Oh yeah. Stranger Things 3 was released July 4th, 2019.
Damn.
So 2019. It's this pandemic really got us all messed up.
Yeah,
I can hear you. Hear you.
I'm sorry if I'm late, but I was trying to confirm that it was actually July the 4th of 2019 of season 3.
But it doesn't. It's crazy how this pandemic really made time it really fucked with time because I really believe that. I was like, man, that was 3 years. Man, was it? There's no way, but still 2 years since season 3. It feels forever. That's too damn long.
Yeah,
these kids are going to be like 20 when this shit gets released in season 4.
I mean, like, what's crazy to me is how fast all those kids grew up from season 1 to season 3 to like now. It's oh my god.
Oh yeah, I mean they were all like, I mean,
yeah,
they were like I don't know. I was going to say were they 11 when they started? See what I did there?
Classic.
I was never really I didn't get into sci-fi stuff too much, but I love Stranger Things. I loved it. I loved it when the Upside Down first happened and Will got lost.
Yeah.
And I just like, did you watch it from the start or did somebody get you
from the start? No, I watched me. Actually, my husband and our kiddos, we watched it. We started watching one that were mainly in it or whatever, but then the kiddos got into it as well. So, um, we just heard it was popular on Netflix at the time,
Oh yeah.
and started from season one. And I'm like, I watched the first show, and if something can grab me in the first show, I'm like ready to binge watch and keep going. And then when
Same.
this season is over
Absolutely.
with, I'm like, I'm ready for season two.
Absolutely. So who let's go around the table real quick with this one. Who would you say is your favorite character? Luke, let's start with you.
Oh man. I don't know. That's a hard one. I love Potter, but I've always been a Winona Ryder fan, just pretty much since I was a kid. So I don't know. If you're putting me on the spot, I would have to say, what's the kid that's got the curly hair and like the lisp? What's his name?
Dustin?
I forget. Dustin. Yeah, I love him.
I
That's
love
probably what.
Dustin.
Yeah.
That's what my dog is named.
What about you, Mel? Who would you say is your favorite?
Well, yes, definitely 11 is my favorite. Did you hear the answer, y'all? I'm sorry, my internet is being bootleg.
Yeah, it's all right. You said 11, but then you said
Dustin is my boy. Yes,
Dustin, your boy.
Yeah, my dog name is Dustin, actually.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, I'm like crazy over it. And I thought it was like bad for adults to be like this much in Stranger Things, but I'm not in it alone.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Nope. I would say mine would probably have to be Steve.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna. You seem like a Steve guy.
Oh my god,
so serious.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that fits you. Yeah, right there. He cracks me up. I
don't even know you like that, but yeah,
you,
Steve.
That's awesome.
That's funny. That is funny. Well, I guess so. I mean, like I said, we don't care about spoiling it. If earmuff it if you don't want to hear it, but we assume Potter's definitely alive, right? Potter's.
Who's Potter?
Who? Hopper?
Hopper. You mean Hopper? Yeah, well, I keep saying Potter. Hopper.
I thought maybe you changed the show up on us or something. Like who? Potter? No, it's
sorry. I was staring at the ring light.
Potter.
I was, damn. See, this is why, because season 3 was 2 years ago. I'm getting rusty on names. I don't know. I can know people's
You
birthdays.
said Potter before, and I was like, I'm going to let it slide.
Yeah, my internet cut in and out, and I thought maybe you had asked him like what's his favorite, and I thought he was like Harry Potter. I was like, oh, he's a Harry Potter guy.
No, I'm just my names are terrible. That's my weakness. I don't want to expose myself, but yeah.
He knows birthdays, Hopper. But he can't.
Fucking Hopper. So we assume that Hopper with an H and 2 P's is still alive.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Hopper. I mean, me and the wife even said, we were like, yo, we got to rewatch season 3. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Like we even said like we have to rewatch season 3 before season 4 comes out just to get caught back up with it and familiar with it again.
Well, it just
so long ago.
It just I like the time period, and it's so fun to watch. There was like I like that shit because that was still when I was alive, but I was still a kid then. Like, it gets. Do you realize they're coming out with that '90s show, and it's Red and Kitty Foreman from that '70s show are like the grandparents in it, but it's that '90s show. Yeah, and I was like, God, it's like, man, that one was a gut check. I was like, damn, man. So they're talking about the 90s, just like it was ancient. And I was like, damn, yeah, it's been
like, right. Am I dreaming? Like, is this real right now?
It's nuts.
And as soon as I sparred the other day, I realized that definitely, I was like, it's far removed from the 90s. God, man, that's insane. It's crazy that it's about to be 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like cassette tape old.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
burning a CD.
Same.
Yeah, so
Old.
wait,
Same.
so you said the husband and the kiddos, you have some kids?
Yeah. I do.
Okay. How many? If you don't mind.
1
One, okay.
and 2. So
One.
2.
So you have two.
Yeah.
Awesome. How old?
Nope. Then and then you're gonna try and guess my age.
No, no. No, no, I was curious. Honestly, I mean, I have two boys,
Uh-huh. How
and
old are they?
one is 3, and the other
Babies.
one is now he'll be 10 months on the 23rd.
Oh, so you got the babies. Oh,
I
bless
do.
you. Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
so
the
much fun.
fun
He's just
stage.
drooling everywhere and just it's bad. No,
I
it's
mean,
it's
I'm
it's so,
not.
it's so
I'm not
good.
going to guess your age because when you say cassette tape old, I think, like I said, I think we're close. So I
Yeah.
know, yeah, we're close. So
Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
said, like
I
I
remember
tape old,
cassette
too.
tapes. Come on.
Yeah, but
do you remember them, or did you like you put this pencil
I
in
had
there and
one. I
rewind
had some.
it, and you
I
had your boom box and put it
No.
in there and
and you could
recording, you know, put the
you could stuff things in
paper.
little squares and record it. Yeah, you could put the
Yes.
paper in a
I-
regular and just record over it. Do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
What about like taking the pencil or the pen and sticking it in and fucking
Yeah, that's what
rolling
I
it back
said.
in?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Oh,
what
oh,
you just said.
yeah.
Yeah.
sorry. I missed. I don't know if I whoop,
See,
blacked out real quick.
he only heard about it. He didn't actually do it.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
shut
why.
up. Shut up. Come
I mean,
on.
I'm saying that as a compliment, man. It's not cool to be. It's not cool to act like
Hey, cassette
like you're
tapes are
older
coming back
anymore.
around.
They
Once you
are
hit-
coming back around.
They
And
are.
the vinyl. The vinyls are already
The
they're
vinyls
they're
have been here for a little while.
Yeah.
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 But
cassette tapes are coming back around for
oh,
real.
hold on a second, real
Yeah.
quick. Speaking of
No
cassette
shit.
tapes, I was delivering tonight, and it was like
Nice.
my second to last stop, and I'm walking because like their house sits weird with the driveway, and they want all the deliveries on the back porch. So, anyways, regardless, I'm walking up, right, and it's dark because it gets dark at like fucking 4:30 now, and
Yeah.
and the guy's in his office in the window. It's like eye level with me, and this dude has. I can't probably it had to have been hundreds of cassette tapes like on the wall of his
Oh,
office.
that's sick.
Like he had a whole
sick.
collection. And
Yeah.
like next time the dude comes out, I'm gonna have to ask him about it. Be like, dude, I was here the other night. I saw you in the office with I wasn't looking in the window, but I saw your cassette tapes hanging on the wall. But yeah, he had a shit ton of cassette tapes and they were all hanging on the wall.
That's cool.
Yep. But yes, they are coming back around. You're starting to see a lot of newer bands and artists who are putting out new work are putting out cassette tapes
Already
too.
on there. Cool.
Yep.
I like the vinyl. I actually have some vinyl collections that I inherited, and I've been kind of just. I mean, it's not like a crazy one, but
you should check those. They could be like OG and like worth something.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Might be sitting on a gold mine over here. I don't know.
Luke's got enough vinyls to retire. He has no idea.
I'll tell you right now, if I had enough vinyls to retire, my last, it would probably, it wouldn't be my last video I ever made, but I would have him in my hands walking away. Walking through the sunset if I could do that. But that's still a ways away. 3.5 years. See, I've been on Instagram since 2018. So I think since I've been on, you've been driving. So I didn't but I mean, if you've been driving 3.5 years, I've been there 14 years, but I've only been driving 8 or 9. I think 9, maybe 8. I think full time 8. I've been driving 9, but full time 8. So, I mean, it's still it's a start. It feels like it's a long road, but
it is a long road.
It is a long. It
if
is.
If you're gonna retire, definitely it's the long road.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I can't even fathom it yet.
So we all have helpers this time of year. So I have to ask you, Mel. I know you've only been there for a little around 3 years now, but give us a helper story.
Oh, so my first helper, he was a young guy. Of course, the very first thing I tried to show him is how to do it safely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First of all, I say,
Yep.
look here, I don't care what you do, but I need you to go home safe, you know?
Yep.
So that's how to tell him. But this guy, I kid you not, he was 19, younger kid, and I moved pretty fast. He was complaining that I was going too fast. And so like he started to he was literally ordering me around, telling me to slow down. Like, you need to slow
What?
down. Why are you moving? Why are you moving so fast? This makes no sense. You work like this. And he's a really tall guy, so when taller people, you guys can take, gigantic steps and be at the door. I got to do like this, just, compared to your 5 steps or whatever. But I was like, dude, I mean, you have longer legs, just, stride a little bit quicker. He couldn't take it. So he started pretending that he was having asthma attacks and couldn't breathe or
What?
whatever. Yeah, he was like, I can't take it. I need some water. It wasn't even cold. I mean, hot, guys. It wasn't like, our Texas heat or whatever. But he said he couldn't breathe. He was like really tired or whatever. And he's like, you know what? I just can't take this. Just take me back to our destination where we met, because I can't do it. He's like, you moved too fast.
Yo, if I ever had a helper tell me I move too fast,
He said I moved too fast.
I would have lost it on that kid. I'd be like, what do you mean I moved
I
too
don't
fast,
know.
bud? I'm trying to
I
go
don't-
home.
I kind of.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if you're
good.
going to be able to see this or not,
That's good.
but I just about moving slow.
Hmm.
This was This was sent to me. I'm going to try to show this if it shows or not. It's a few seconds long, but this was a PVD driver delivering to my buddy's house, and he sent me this. He said, "This is you in about 25 years." I don't know if it's going to play or not.
You in about 25 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
you see it?
God.
Yo,
See how slow he's moving?
yo, that was my helper that I left on the side of the road. I think that's him.
Wait, why did you
that's
leave him
him.
on the side of the road?
Why?
Yeah,
Because
Dave-
he
Dave's
was a
an
snail. Because he's-
No,
He
this
was a
mom wanted to
snail.
leave. He just wanted to leave.
he was this. Okay. I
Oh,
will tell you
man.
the story. I told the story back on like the
It's-
third episode.
yeah,
of,
this-
like it was the third episode we've ever recorded. Around like 60. I don't even know now. But I'll tell you the story real quick. And there's probably even new listeners that haven't even heard it. So I'll give you the rundown. Okay, you may want to buckle up and grab another glass of wine because it's going to be a minute. So this is
Okay.
what happened.
Oh, God.
So this is what happened. Okay, my helper. He was at the building already
Mhm.
in the morning and all that, and boss calling out names. You're Dave, or you get this guy right here. All right, cool. All right, buddy, come on. I introduced myself. I'm very nice, obviously, and and I was like, yeah, man, we're gonna go. We got this. Here's my truck. Here's the stops. This is what we got to do today. All right, cool. This kid was already a helper at our building for another driver, so I texted the kid who was the other driver. And I was like, dude, I have your helper today. How is he? Oh, man, he's good. He's good. He's great, man. He's awesome. I was like, sweet, let's go. Like, I'm ready to do this. And and so we get it out on route. This kid has a okay pace to start. It's an okay pace. All right. Now it's getting in the afternoon, 12, 1 o'clock.
Mhm.
And this kid's pace was just like that video you just saw. Maybe even slower, honestly. Because I used to have a video of it too. Because I took a video of it and I texted it to my boss, and I was like, dude, I cannot do this. Like, and I kept telling him, I was like, hey man, listen, I'm gonna need you to pick up the pace a little bit. Like, I'm trying to go home tonight. I'm not trying to be out here until 11 o'clock. I want to go home. And like, I was like, I need you to pick up the pace. And he didn't. He did not pick up the pace after even telling him that. And I told him again, I was like, dude, let's go, buddy. I need you to go. I need you to hustle, man. I was like, we're falling behind. I need you to hustle.
Yeah.
And the kid didn't. And like, now I'm just like fed up. I'm just done with this kid. I'm just like, this is going to be the longest day ever. I'm texting my boss as he's going delivering stops. I'm like, I can't handle this. I was like, dude, like I'm about to leave him on the side of the road. My boss goes, go ahead, do it. I don't think he thought I was going to do it. So what happened was I got to this one house, and my route, if you don't know, I'm a very rural route. There's only one street light on my entire route. Only one street light. It is dark out there when it gets dark, right? But this was in the afternoon. Still, it's probably around 2:33 now. And it's in the woods. and we get up to the house, and I was like, hey, man, this one goes to this house around back. He goes, slowly walking away. He gets around the corner. Fucking just drove off. I drove off. Left the kid. I didn't even tell him I was leaving.
I just call you.
I waited for him to go around the back of the house.
It gets
and
so
then
much
I just
worse.
drove off. And
so much worse.
Listen, there's much more to this story. This isn't the end of this kid.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So then, like, I leave. I call my boss. I said, yo, I dumped him. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I left him at the house. He's like, you just left him? I was like, yeah. And my boss starts laughing. And he was like, dude, like, and then like he's getting serious and everything's like, I don't think that was a good idea. And I was like, buddy, I'm already moving much faster now. Like, I'm good. I do not need him. He's like, all right, whatever. Half hour, 45 minutes goes by. I'm out there cruising around, doing my thing, getting it done. I get a phone call from my other on-car supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey. And I was like, what's up? And he goes, you just left your helper? And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, listen, I got his mom on the other line.
Oh, not the mama.
Yeah. He said, I got his mom on the other line. And I was just like, okay. He said, yeah, he called her and he told her that he didn't know where you went and he didn't know if you were coming back. He told her that he was still in the driveway where you left him. It was like 45 minutes now. I've been gone.
Just sitting there.
He's still sitting in the driveway waiting for me to come back. And he's like, yeah, he told her, I'm not sure if he had to go deliver. Maybe we passed the stop or something. And like, he just went to go back and deliver it. 45 minutes. And, and so, God. And so he's like, well, listen, I need you to go back and get him. And I was like, why? And he goes, because the mom just told me that he has schizophrenia. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, dude, like, come on, man. I was like, I just dumped this kid on the side of the road, and now you want me to go back and pick him up. He goes, yeah, man, I'm going to need you to go. I was like, whatever, dude. All right. I'll go back, pick him up. He's still there? Yeah, he says he's still there.
Still there.
I start driving up. The kid ain't there. At that. He ain't there at the driveway. I call my boss. I was like, dude, he ain't here. He's like, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not here. He goes, go down the road a little bit further, see if he's walking. I said, all right. I drive down the road, and I'm still on the phone with my boss. I'm like, no, man, I don't see him anywhere, dude. Like, I drove a mile past the driveway. I was like, no, man, I don't see him anywhere. He goes, great. We got a lost schizophrenia kid now who works for our company out on the side of the road somewhere, and he's lost, probably talking to voices in his head and like seeing things, and just like all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. And like, now I feel like an asshole because I left the schizophrenia kid on the side of the road. I didn't know that.
But see,
hold on. The story's still going. Listen. So then I get further out. I get out to like one of the state roads out there, and the kid's hitchhiking. I caught up with him. The kid's hitchhiking, and just as I'm pulling up, a truck pulls over to pick him up. A pickup truck pulls over and picks him up. And I'm calling my boss back. I'm like, dude, he was just hitchhiking. He goes, what? I said, he was just hitchhiking. And some truck just picked him up. My boss is like, what the fuck, David? He's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, you created a big mess there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least.
And so I was like, boss, listen, man, I'm done. Like, I got to continue going on. I can't deal with this kid. I have to continue. He's like, all right, well, his mom said that his wallet's still in your truck. He goes, what time are you going to be home? He's like, what time are you going to be back? I said, tell his mom she can come pick his wallet up at the building at like 7:30. I'll be back by like 7:30, He's like, all right. I go back. I'm delivering. 2 hours later, I get a phone call from that same supervisor. He goes, listen, I'm on my way out to the gas station there in town. He hitchhiked a ride to the gas station in town, and I'm on my way to come pick him up. I said, okay, not a problem. He goes, but listen, I need to drop him off to you. I was like, why? Why, dude? And he's like, well, because we just had an accident over there, so I got to go over there now, and I can't take the kid with me. I got to drop him back off to you. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I just ditched this kid, and this kid's about to come right back on the car with me. And now I'm thinking, now I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, I am going to look like a complete asshole to this kid now. You know, I said, I got to come up. I got to tell a little white lie to this helper so I don't look like a jerk. And so, oh, God forgive me for that lie. But so I told the kid, I said, listen, man, because he got back on the car. I met with my supervisor, and the kid comes back and he's like, here. And he got back in the car, and like, I was like, dude, you wouldn't believe what happened. And he goes, what? And this kid goes, and I'm like, listen, you know, I forgot about a package back there. So when I had you run that off, I went to go deliver it, and I got stuck. I said I got stuck, and I had to wait for a tow truck to come and get me. And then I went back to the driveway where you were, and you weren't there. I mean, the kid bought it. The kid bought the lie, thank God. So I didn't look like a complete jerk. But
unless he listens to the podcast,
but they're karma though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I had many worse helpers, but I didn't leave any more on the side of the road.
Well,
so what happened was, so then, you know, I finished the day off. I brought the kid back to the building, and we know how word travels around our centers. It is wildfire. Right. And so everybody heard about how I left this kid on the side of the road. And it seems to be the running joke now every peak season is like, they're like, oh man, you're going to be Dave's helper? Yo, he left someone on the side of the road.
Oh
what?
My God.
You know, so it seems to be the running joke. But yeah, that was it. I mean, I don't know why you know, a schizophrenia kid, I don't think should be on this job. Anybody with schizophrenia, unless like they're, you know, they're treating it.
Well, that's one thing, you know? I wanted to ask. Like, you obviously weren't aware that this kid was schizophrenic, but no idea. We don't. I mean, they don't really normally with helpers. They just kind of. I mean, there's like an orientation.
They'll hire anybody.
If they wouldn't, if he didn't seem like if they didn't know, if he just seemed like some kid, they would never know. You know what I mean?
Right. He was a young dude. But the best part about it was about how the other driver told me how good he was.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So he white lied to your ass.
He either did that, or I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy enjoys being out late and enjoys making, you know, the money and all that. So maybe it's like, yeah, it's great.
Taking his time intentionally.
Yeah. Right.
And so you're being Steve the babysitter that day.
Yep. Yep. But the funniest part is, guess who came back to work the next day?
He did.
Like, what? Yeah, yeah.
I don't have any good stories like that or anything. I just have basic stuff, but I've told mine, but I don't know if we had any. I just wanted to say foremost that I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And Mel, we appreciate you coming on and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you guys for joining us for this interview, the final interview, the last episode before Christmas. And Mel was awesome. We're sorry if there was any little hiccups and glitches in the audio because we were having a tough time internet wise and stuff like that. But I know Nate did his best to put it all together, and hopefully it sounds flawless for you guys. So yeah, Luke, it's been fucking a wild year.
Dude, it has been a wild year indeed. It just a lot of it's been a lot of, I mean, it's crazy because we started this in the midst of the pretty much the beginning stages of this pandemic, and that part really hasn't changed, but it has been, dude, it's been crazy. It's been fucking crazy.
It's been fucking crazy, dude. Lots of ups and downs, and a lot of meeting awesome people.
Oh,
as well. That's the best part about this, dude, is getting to meet everybody and creating these relationships. And then not only that too, but then like, you know, I mean, we've had countless guests come on and tell us towards the end of the show or even off air about how the community that has been brought together from this is, I mean, to me, that's fucking mind blowing. Is, you know, it was not intentional, I guess. You know what I mean? Like we never expected to create this community because of this podcast. But you know, there's literally people meeting people. You have the Rogans meeting our guests. You have guests meeting guests. Like,
yeah, shout out to Andy and RJ.
Fucking cool as shit, dude. It's so
it
cool,
has, man. It's been awesome, and that part that has been the best thing about it is just you know, like even knowing, like when people, because that was, I forget what episode it was, you know, kind of recent when we released it on Tuesday, because you had your busy Sunday, and we all had everybody. I mean, I got my ass kicked at work that Monday. I didn't think about it. I was barely on. I was barely on anything that day, and I didn't notice until like way later. So I was like, fuck it, wasn't worried about it. But yeah, that, you know, people was like, what's up? We're this, like, oh, don't worry.
I know, yes.
No, but that's a good thing though. That means, you know, it's cool to hear that because sometimes, you know, it's good. It's when, you know, people are listening. And sometimes I forget, I don't even realize, you know, I'm just talking to them. I feel like, you know, it's been awesome, man. It's been a good fucking, it's been a good time, and looking forward to 2022.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, for everybody that's been on, for everybody that's listened, for anybody that's, you know, as far as the street team putting out anything, getting what, I mean, the Patreons, of course, all you guys, it's been, we absolutely, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you, and we hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
Hopefully peak hasn't been too bad, and you're on the home stretch now. But I mean, I guess that's different in every center.
That's right. And also, huge thank you to everybody who just tuned in this past weekend for the live. It was our second annual Christmas spectacular, and you know, we weren't going to run a full 5 hours again like we did the first year because that was insane. But thank you to everybody, the guests that came on, everybody that tuned in, like Luke said too, the patrons, the street team, everybody that has helped us in any way, shape, or form, sharing the podcast, spreading the word by mouth, has bought a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, whatever merchandise. If you bought anything, thank you guys so much for the continued support. And as long as your guys are still here and lending us your ears, we're going to continue to do this shit. So, yeah, Luke, I think that's going to wrap it up for 20,
I was going to end it with abso-fucking-lutely.
So, guys, thank you again so much from the bottom of our hearts. We'll see you guys next year, okay?